Good afternoon, grade 6s. We are going to do some revision today. I want you to go in your textbooks to page 72. Top of the page says language practice, prefixes, suffixes, and root words. Please find page 72 before we continue. Right, let's start with today's lesson. Now, as you know, every word has a root. If you have a longer type word, like a word like unfortunate, that you'll see on top of page 72, the root word was fortune, and we added a prefix un, and the in it at the end is the suffix. We added those bits to the root of the word because we wanted to change the meaning of the word. Remember, a prefix and a suffix are there to change the meaning of the word in some meaningful way. There's a reason why we don't simply use the root of the word and why we add something to the beginning of the root or at the end of the root. Now, on top of page 72, they say the main part of the word unfortunate is fortune. When you have fortune or your fortune, and that is called the root. The suffix comes after the root, like the ate at the end of unfortunate here, or simply fortunate, and this changes the meaning of the word. It was a noun, fortune would be a noun, and fortunate would be an adjective. He's a fortunate man. In that sentence, fortunate describes the man, so it becomes an adjective. So can you see we have used the suffix to change the meaning of the word and also what kind of word it actually is. Now, let's look at the prefix. In this instance, un. Un means the opposite of. So if I say you are a fortunate person, that adjective means things are going well for you, you're fortunate, you're happy, things are going well. If I say unfortunate, that un, the prefix un, changes the meaning of the word completely. It changes the meaning of the root. In other words, you are not fortunate anymore. It's still an adjective, but this time you're an unfortunate person. You're the opposite of fortunate. I want to go to a couple of examples they give there at the bottom of that block on page 72, where they talk about suffixes change the root word to forms. Now, they have a couple of examples here. They say it can change the form of the word to a noun, a verb, an adjective, and an adverb. And they give a specific example. I want to do only this one example because that will teach you what to do with the other words as well. Now, if we assume that satisfy was the original root here, that was the verb satisfy. It satisfies my need for sugar when I have an ice cream. Satisfy would be the verb, that is the root form there. But if I take the word satisfy and I add a suffix to it, so it becomes satisfaction, then that becomes a noun in the sentence like, now that is true satisfaction. Do you see that satisfy, that was a verb, we have now changed into a noun by adding something to the root of the word. We can do lots of things with the word satisfy. We can change it into an adverb, satisfactorily. We can say, let's see, we can make all sorts of sentences where we use the base of a word or the root of a word, and by adding different parts to the beginning or the end of the word, you make it a new kind of word. I want you to take a look at the bottom of page 72 at number 1, where they say add a prefix to the following words to give the antonym, and they give you a couple of words there: accurate, complete, function, represent, satisfaction. Please add the necessary prefixes or suffixes and change them in completely different words. Thank you for listening to me today. Goodbye.